Well, I really feel this is a fantastic time for me to be coming here as the British ambassador to Morocco. There's a real sense of dynamism in our relationship between the UK and Morocco. It's a very old relationship, of course, but I think in the course of this year, we've seen that being taken to another level. I feel that we're in a new era of our relationship. And I think that my own mission here as ambassador is very clear. I'm here to help drive and create a modern and dynamic partnership between our two countries. That's at a government-to-government level, but also between British and Moroccan people. And I feel that there's huge scope for us to build on the foundation that we've got in many, many different areas. Well, much as I love being here in Rabat, I think any ambassador would say that in order to understand a country, you need to get out of the capital. And so I've made a point in my 100 days of trying to visit many different parts of the country. And that's taken me up to Tangier in the north. I've been to Casablanca, to Fez, Tetuan, Chefchaouen, Marrakesh, Casablanca. And in all of these places, I've just been really struck by the first of all, the diversity of the country. I think that a great strength of Morocco is the different communities that live here. I've been struck by the pace and scale of development that is very visible when you travel around the country. This sense of optimism, a sense of dynamism. I've also met lots of people who have a connection with the UK in all of these different places. Both British people who've come here to Morocco to live, but also Moroccans who've got some kind of a connection with the UK. Maybe they studied there. Many people have said they have one of their children studying in a British university, for example. There are British companies present here. And I think that my overall impression is of a country which has got a really ambitious plan for the future, and in all of these places I can see ways that the UK can be a partner for that. Well, I think the strategic dialogue that we held in June when our Foreign Secretary came here to visit was a really significant moment in the relationship between the UK and Morocco. We signed a wide range of agreements between governments, but also between British and Moroccan businesses, covering a wide range of fields. Now, I think that we continue to drive those forwards. I think in areas such as the infrastructure around the World Cup, I think in sectors such as healthcare, education. You know, I see British schools and universities wanting to expand more here in Morocco. I think in clean energy, there's a great potential for us to deliver really tangible results, because all of these agreements and all of these, the dialogues and the talks, I think we would all say that we want to see that deliver into really tangible, credible outcomes which will benefit both the UK and Morocco. So that's what we're focused on, and I think that in those areas such as education, as I mentioned, infrastructure development. I think when you look at the sporting infrastructure that Morocco is putting in place for the Africa Cup coming up in a few weeks, and for the World Cup, you know, these are areas where I think Morocco's vision and the UK's depth of expertise in hosting sporting events, that's something where there can be a real partnership. So I think that those are areas where we can quickly achieve really tangible outcomes. I think British businesses see great opportunities here. I would say, though, that maybe compared with some other places, there's a bit less understanding of the Moroccan system. And so part of my role as the British ambassador here is to help discover what those opportunities might be for British companies here. So that means I need to be able to understand what Morocco's strategic plans are, understand where the opportunities are for collaboration, and then try to support and encourage British businesses to bid for business here and to expand their business here. But just last week, the British bank Standard Chartered, for example, opened its own representative office in Casablanca. And I think that's a really concrete example of where a British bank is investing here and building relationships here for the long term. So I'd say, yes, British businesses do see opportunity here. We do have trade at an all-time high. It's at £4.6 billion per year, but we can grow that even further. So I'd say we've got a really solid basis which we can take on even further. Well, I think what we have seen is a growth of extremist rhetoric. I think that is a concern, not just for the UK, of course, but I think it's something that we've seen across Europe, across the Middle East, in other parts of the world in recent years, often driven by disinformation. And I think that's why, at this time in particular, it's just really important that we say strongly and clearly that we, as the British government and the British people, stand against discrimination and hatred of particular communities. I actually think that Britain is a tolerant country where actually we draw great strength from the diversity of our own communities in the UK. And I think that's something that we share in common with Morocco, in fact, those shared values. Thinking about my own city of London, where I'm from and where I grew up, I think that we're very proud of the fact that London is such a diverse city. And I think, during Ramadan, for example, in London, you can see the lights up and you can see iftar dinners are hosted in Parliament with the Prime Minister, or, even in the King's Palace in Windsor Castle, there are iftar dinners, for example. And I think that as we confront that extremist rhetoric, we just need to remember that I think overall it's, we have a positive story that we can tell on this. But that's something that we continue to discuss with Morocco. I mean, as one of the things I've been struck by is the way, Morocco has a diverse range of different cultures and backgrounds, and indeed religions here as well. And I think that that's something we continue to talk about with our Moroccan friends. Yeah, I think with a wide range of people, both in government. I think people that I meet. I think that something that's quite striking as you go around Morocco is you meet people from different backgrounds, and I think that's something that I think is something shared between the UK and Morocco. The UK remains very open to attracting talented people from Morocco and all over the world who want to come to the UK and work, study, contribute to our society. What the British government has done recently is to introduce some reforms to our system, which will give us greater control over that process and make sure that it's a fair and sustainable system for the long run. So what that means in practice is that some of the routes to getting permanent status might, in most cases, take longer than before. But I think, look at the statistics. We have issued well over 2 million visit visas globally this year, over 800,000 visas globally for people to come and work and study in the UK. And we still want to make sure that we're able to attract the very best. And the other reform that we've introduced is making our process smoother and digital and online. And those are changes that we will be introducing next year, and that will make the process more straightforward and easier to hopefully physically get the visas. So we're trying to make it a process that's smooth, whilst trying to attract, as I say, talented people from Morocco to think of the UK as a good place to work and study. At the moment, there are some new proposals which have been made by the British government, which will take time to go through our Parliament. But the intention of the policy is to give the UK government a bit more control over this process. And in most cases, the route to permanent settlement will take a bit longer than before. At the same time, we are trying to make sure that we're a place where talented people who want to come and work and study in the long term are able to come to the UK. But these are reforms which our government has been taking forward, and I think that there'll be further details once it's gone through greater discussion and gone through Parliament. Morocco has so many advantages for attracting tourists. I think that's something that is very, very attractive to British people who are looking for a beautiful destination not too far away, where they know that they can have a fantastic experience. And the numbers speak for themselves on this. We've hit 1 million British tourists this year. That's a huge number. It has the potential to grow even further. We've seen the number of direct flight connections between Moroccan cities and British cities expanding. It's not just to London either, it's to other parts of the UK, like Manchester, for example. So I think this is a really positive trend, and one that I think we can expect to see grow in the future. And I think Morocco does have a fantastic image and reputation in the UK, and I think when I was preparing for coming here on my posting, I mean, many of the people that I met would say that they had a fantastic tourist experience here. As for many people, it might even be their first experience of the country before they, often come back again. And some people never leave. And on my travels, I've met people who tell me they came for a few weeks or came for a short period and have stayed for many years. And I think that is a testament to all that Morocco can offer. Well, look, I mean, just to say, it's a huge privilege and an honour to be here doing this job. It's a special place here in Morocco, and I think at a very special time. And I just get the sense that the next, years, the 4 years that I will be here, we're going to see even further pace of change and development here. And it just feels like a very exciting time to be here. And I think for the UK as well, looking for partners in the world where we can continue to build trade and investment, cultural links, government-to-government strategic ties. Morocco is a really strong and strategic partner for us. So for me, coming in, I just feel this, this real sense of opportunity and dynamism.